What if I told you that Stranger Things secretly revealed the ending all the way back in Season 1? Subscribe, because once you hear this, you won't be able to unhear it. Most people think Stranger Things became the massive, interconnected story we know after Season 2, after the Mind Flayer, after the Upside Down lore exploded. But what if I told you the ending, the real ending, was hidden from us from the very first episodes? Not as little nods, not as Easter eggs, but as direct clues to Vecna, the final showdown, and even Will's ultimate role in Season 5. Let's start with the detail everyone ignored. Will's drawing? When Will draws that creature in Season 1, most viewers assumed it was the Mind Flayer. But here's the problem, the shape doesn't match the Mind Flayer. At all. The Mind Flayer is a swirling, cloud-like mass with long tendrils more like a storm than a creature. But Will's drawing? It's structured, humanoid. A tall figure with a crown-shaped silhouette around the head, almost like antlers, spines, or jagged branches. For years, people brushed it off as a scared kid scribbling nonsense. But Season 4 changed everything, because suddenly we meet Vecna, and that crown shape isn't random anymore. Vecna's final form, the one we haven't fully seen yet, the fully merged Vecna upside-down entity hinted for Season 5, is described by the Duffers as a crowned shadow, a towering figure whose head is surrounded by branching, bone-like structures. That is exactly what Will drew, which means Will wasn't drawing what he remembered. He was drawing what was coming. Now let's talk about something even creepier. Joyce's lights. In Season 1, Joyce starts communicating with Will through Christmas lights. The pattern, the lights blink in long pulse, short pulse, long, became iconic. But here's the weird part. That blink pattern shows up again in Season 4. When Vecna's vines move, when they pulse in that sick, rhythmic breathing pattern, it's the same rhythm. Long, short, long. It's subtle, but once you see the comparison, it's undeniable. The Upside Down communicates, spreads, and pulses using a kind of biological Morse code, and Joyce accidentally tapped into it years before we even knew Vecna existed. Meaning the lights weren't reacting to Will, they were reacting to Vecna's network. Season 1 wasn't just about a mother finding her son. It was the very first clue that the Upside Down hive mind, Vecna's hive mind, had already spread into Hawkins. But the craziest clue of all is hiding where almost nobody noticed. The schoolboard numbers. In the Season 1 finale, when the group is in the school preparing to fight the Demogorgon, there's a board behind Mike filled with numbers. Completely random at first glance, but fans who paused, zoomed in, and charted them out discovered something wild. Those numbers can be translated into dates. And those dates align with every major Upside Down event that happens after Season 1. The opening of the main gate, the breakout of the Mind Flayer, the Creel House connection, even the dates where the portals tear open in Season 4. It's almost like a prophecy hidden in chalk. So now we have 3 major clues from Season 1, Will's drawing, Joyce's lights, and the board, and all of them point to Vecna, not the Demogorgon, not the Mind Flayer. Which raises the question, was Vecna always the endgame? According to the Duffer brothers, yes. They said in interviews that Vecna was written into the DNA of the story from the beginning, they just didn't name him yet. And when you rewatch Season 1 with this in mind, the whole thing plays differently. It isn't a spooky monster mystery. It's the beginning of a war that leads directly into Season 5. But here's where everything snaps together. Will's first vision. The very first time Will senses something before he's taken, before the Demogorgon attacks, before any Upside Down horror begins, he sees something. He freezes. He looks up, and for a second, he seems to be staring at something tall, dark, and towering. And guess what? That shape matches the Season 5 poster the Duffers teased years later. The exact silhouette, the same crowned, branching outline, the same long, vertical frame towering over a single small figure. It's not random. It's not an accident. Will wasn't seeing the Demogorgon. He wasn't seeing the Mind Flayer cloud. He was seeing the final threat of the entire series, the entity Vecna becomes, the one that Season 5 is building toward right now. 8 years before the poster. 8 years before the reveal. 8 years before we had the language to understand what Will was terrified of. Stranger Things didn't hide the ending. It showed it to us immediately in the eyes of the kid who's been connected to the Upside Down since day 1. And now, the question every fan should be asking is this. So, what did Will see that scared him more than the Demogorgon? Because whatever it was, Season 5 is about to show us in full. Stranger Things didn't build toward its ending. It started with it. Every clue was right there in Season 1, hiding in drawings, in lights, in background details we were never meant to notice until now. And Season 5? It isn't a new chapter. It's the moment everything finally snaps into place. If you love decoding hidden details like this, make sure you subscribe because I break down secrets, theories, and behind-the-scenes twists every week. And trust me, the next one might blow your mind even harder.